work may require. When one of the masters or initiates is transferred, it causes a complete readjustment. When the master likewise leaves the hierarchy of our planet to take up work elsewhere, it frequently necessitates a complete reorganization and a fresh admission of members into the Great White Lodge. These facts have been but little realized. We might here also take the opportunity to point out that we are not dealing with Earth conditions when we consider the rays, nor are we only concerned with the evolution of the monads upon this planet, but are equally concerned with the solar system in which our Earth holds a necessary but not supreme place. The Earth is an organism within a greater one, and this fact needs wider recognition. The sons of men upon this planet so often view the whole system as if the Earth were in the position of the Sun, the center of the solar organism. Under the regime of the ego, the ray upon which the ego can be found holds sway. This ray is simply a direct reflection of the monad, and is dependent upon that aspect of the spiritual triad which for the man is at any particular time the line of least resistance. By that we must understand that sometimes the ray will have for its center of force the atomic aspect, sometimes the buddhic, and at other times the manasic aspect. Though the triad is threefold, yet its egoic outposts, if one may so express it, will be either definitely atomic, or predominantly buddhic or manasic. Here again I would draw attention to the fact that this triple demonstration can be seen under three forms, making in all a ninefold choice of rays for the ego. Atomic aspect 1. Atomic 2. Atomic buddhic 3. Atomic manasic. Buddhic aspect 1. Buddhic atomic 2. Buddhic 3. Buddhic manasic. Manasic aspect 1. Manasic atomic 2. Manasic buddhic 3. Manasic. This literally means that the three major rays can each be subdivided, in connection with the ego, into three divisions. This fact is also little appreciated. The third period, wherein the monadic ray makes itself felt on the physical plane, is by far the shortest, and covers the period in which the sixth triangle holds sway. It marks the period of achievement, of liberation, and therefore, although it is the shortest period when viewed from below upward, it is the period of comparative permanence when viewed from the plane of the monad. It covers the totality of time remaining in the 100 years of Brahma, or the remainder of the process of manifestation. When we study, therefore, the sets of triangles earlier referred to and the periods of ray dominance, we will find much room for thought. Let me here point out, however, that the 6 groups of triangles are in all but 5 if we eliminate the pranic triangle, which has to do with matter itself and is not counted any more than the dense physical is counted a principle. Therefore we have a. 2 triangles brought to vivification by the personality ray. B. 2 triangles brought to vivification by the egoic ray. C. The synthesizing triangle of the monad. We must, nevertheless, recollect that the complexity is increased by the fact that the personality triangles will be brought to full activity according to the ray of the monad or spirit. Therefore, no hard or fast rule can be laid down about development. The egoic triangles are dependent largely upon the reflection in the personality of the spiritual life force. They are the midway point, just as the causal or egoic body is the transmitting point, when sufficiently equipped and built, between the higher and the lower. The permanent atoms are enclosed within the periphery of the causal body, yet that relatively permanent body is built and enlarged, expanded and brought into a central, receiving and transmitting station, using inadequate words, to convey an occult idea, by the direct action of the centers, and of the centers above all. Just as it was spiritual force, or the will aspect, that built the solar system, so it is the same force in the man that builds the causal body. By the bringing together of spirit and matter, father-mother, in the macrocosm, and their union through the action of the will, the objective solar system, or the sun, was produced that sun of desire, whose characteristic is love, and whose nature is buddhi or spiritual wisdom. By the bringing together, in microcosm, of spirit and matter, and their coherence by means of force, or the spiritual will, that objective system, the causal body, is being produced. It is the product of transmuted desire, whose characteristic, when fully demonstrated, will be love, the expression eventually on the physical plane of buddhi. The causal body is but the sheath of the ego. The solar system is but the sheath of the sun. In both the greater and the lesser systems, 4 centers exist which are productive of objectivity. The centers in the human being are reflections in the 3 worlds of those higher 4 centers. Before taking up the subject of Kundalini and the centers, it would be well to extend the information given above, from its prime significance for man, as that which concerns himself, to the solar system, the macrocosm, and to the cosmos. What can be predicated of the microcosm, is naturally true of the macrocosm, and of the cosmos. It will not be possible to give the systemic triangles, for the information would have to be so blinded, that, except for those who have occult knowledge, and the intuition developed, it would be practically useless intellectually, but certain things may be pointed out in this connection that may be of interest. The solar system. We might briefly look at this from the standpoint of the centers of the heavenly men, and of the grand man of the heavens, the Logos. A. The heavenly men. The heavenly men, in themselves, embody centers just as does a human being, and on their own plane these centers of force can be found. Again we need to recollect that these centers of force on cosmic levels, and in manifestation in the objective system, demonstrate as the great 4 centers of which any particular group of adepts and their pupils are the exponents. Every group of masters, and all the human beings incarnate or discarnate who are held within the periphery of their consciousness are centers of force of some particular kind, or quality. This is a fact generally recognized, but students should be urged to link up this fact with the information imparted on the centers of the human being, and see if much is not thereby learned. These centers of force will demonstrate on etheric levels, and on the subtler planes just as they do in the man, and they will be vivified as are the human centers by planetary Kundalini, progressing in the desired triangles. 2 hints can here be given for thoughtful consideration. In connection with one of the heavenly men, which one cannot at this juncture be pointed out, we have one triangle of force, to be seen in the following 3 centers. A. The 4th center of which the Manu, and his group, are the expression. B. The center of which the Bodhisattva or the Christ and his adherents are the focal point. C. The center of which the Mahachohan, and his followers are the exponents. These 3 groups form the 3 centers in one great triangle, a triangle which is not yet in complete vivification at this stage of evolutionary development. Another triangle in connection with our own planetary logos is that formed by the 7 Kumaras, 4 exoteric Kumaras corresponding to the 4 minor head centers, and the 3 esoteric Kumaras corresponding to the 3 major head centers. 77, 75, 78, 76. The second hint I seek to give, lies in the triangle formed by the Earth, Mars and Mercury. In connection with this triangle, the analogy lies in the fact that Mercury and the center at the base of the spine in the human being are closely allied. Mercury demonstrates Kundalini in intelligent activity, while Mars demonstrates Kundalini latent. The truth lies hid in their 2 astrological symbols. In transmutation and planetary geometrizing, the secret may be revealed. Be the grand man of the heavens. The 7 heavenly men are the 7 centers in the body of the Logos, bearing to him a relationship identical with that borne by the masters, and their affiliated groups, to some planetary logos. Systemic Kundalini goes forward to the vivification of these centers, and at this stage of development certain centers are more closely allied than others. Just as in connection with our planetary logos, the three etheric planets of our chain Earth, Mercury and Mars 7977 form a triangle of rare importance, so it may be here said that at the present point in evolution of the logoic centers, Venus, Earth and Saturn form one triangle of great interest. It is a triangle that is at this time undergoing vivification through the action of Kundalini. It is consequently increasing the vibratory capacity of the centers, which are becoming slowly fourth-dimensional. It is not yet permissible to point out others of the great triangles, but as regards the centers, we may here give two hints. First, Venus corresponds to the heart center in the body logoic, and has an interrelationship therefore with all the other centers in the solar system wherein the heart aspect is the one of greater prominence. Second, Saturn corresponds to the throat center, or to the creative activity of the third aspect. As evolution proceeds, the other centers attain a more pronounced vibration and the fire, circulating triangularly, will bring them into greater prominence. The two above mentioned, however, are of prime importance at this time. These two, with the lesser triangle of our chain, constitute the focal point of energy viewed from our planetary standpoint. In addition to these some hints in connection with the microcosmic and macrocosmic centers, we might here give the cosmic correspondences at which it is possible to hint. The cosmos. Our solar system, with the Pleiades and one of the stars of the Great Bear, form a cosmic triangle, or an aggregation of three centers in the body of him of whom not may be said. The 7 stars in the constellation of the Great Bear are the correspondences to the 7 head centers in the body of that being, greater than our logos. Again, 2 other systems, when allied with the solar system, and the Pleiades, make a lower quaternary which are eventually synthesized into the 7 head centers in much the same way as in the human being after the 4th initiation. 1. The base of the spine. 2. The solar plexus. 3. The heart. 4. The throat. The sevenfold head center in its turn finds ultimate expression in the gorgeous twofold center above the top of the head, and surrounding it. Equally so, beyond the above-named constellations is still another cosmic center. The name of this center is one of the secrets of the final initiation, the 7th. These are the only correspondences that may as yet be imparted. What lies beyond the solar ring pass not may be of intellectual interest, 8078, but, for the purposes of microcosmic evolution it is a matter of no vast import. 3. The centers and Kundalini. As stated, it is not possible to impart much about Kundalini, or the serpent fire. It might be of value, however, briefly to enumerate what has been said. A. Kundalini lies at the base of the spine, and, in the normal average man, its main function is the vitalization of the body. B. Kundalini makes 3 at one during the period of evolution. 1. With the radiatory fires of the body.